Hi guys, I'm Chris, the photo and video guy at Fritz's Adventure. And you know, taking pictures isn't just my job, it's also my hobby. And I live in beautiful Branson, Missouri, where on most days I can find something worthwhile to take a picture of. So if you're visiting Branson, I wanted to show you some of my favorite spots that are a little bit off the beaten path. You might not find them publicized on websites or brochures, but they are beautiful nonetheless and a great place to take pictures. So come on. First up, let's talk about sunrises. There's a couple of spots around Branson I like to go on a regular basis to catch a good sunrise. So you're visiting, you're at your hotel or your resort, and you wake up before everybody else, and you want to go grab a photo, maybe grab a bite to eat, and then make it back before everybody else wakes up. So right here, we're at Northbeach Park. This just exists on the north end of the landing. There's usually some waterfowl out here, and the sun is usually coming up, revealing some fog over Lake Taneycomo. I've always found I've gotten a good sunrise at Northbeach Park. Also, downtown Branson doesn't really get active until about 10 a.m. So you have full run of the place, walking out into empty streets and grabbing some really neat street photography shots. On the other end of Branson, there's the Henning Fire Tower. It's a real popular spot at any time during the day, but especially during the morning when you're looking east over Branson. The sun seems to be coming up right over the whole town. Great spot that never lets you down. And then of course, you know, Branson was built because of the lakes, and that lake formed because of Table Rock Dam, a huge imposing concrete structure. But did you know you can also walk out onto that dam, and with the dam flowing down below you and Taneycomo in the fog rolling out underneath you, it makes for a great vista as well. All right, so let's say it's later in the day and the sun is a little bit more high, the light isn't very attractive. What is there to shoot around Branson during the middle of the day? Well, let's talk about bridges. Roark Creek flows beneath Highway 65, and there's a great parking lot and hiking trail to get you underneath that bridge, and it is an incredibly scenic riverside spot where you can bring your wading shoes and get some interesting low-level water shots in the wooded foliage of Roark Creek. In Hollister, there's what's known as Hulland Park. It's kind of a scenic point that you can drive right up to, and it looks directly at the Branson Landing and the Branson-Hollister Bridge. There's boats zipping by. There's always some sort of dynamic scene in front of you when you're at Hulland Park. Out on the west side of town, you may have seen a silver-domed building, and that is actually the Butterfly Palace. It's a great spot to go inside because it's climate controlled, and then butterflies always make great subject matter no matter what time of day. So I recommend checking out the Butterfly Palace in the midday. If you go out towards the Table Rock State Park, there's the White River Trail system. One of those trails sits right at the base of Baird Mountain, which was a rock quarry they used to build Table Rock Dam. It forms a great glade area, and in the summer the wildflowers are phenomenal, and you can also get views of the Table Rock Dam. You know, if you can't find a great landscape, I recommend grabbing a cheap set of macro rings for your camera, because if there's nothing great to see on a wide level, go find something interesting up close and use those macro rings. All right, you've had a long day shooting photos in Branson, but you want a winning shot of the sunset. Well, the light always looks good on the water, and the biggest lake around is Table Rock Lake, so I recommend Table Rock Lake State Park. Lots of little coves that you can get a different direction of that setting sun light. Table Rock State Park is always a winner. Hey, there's also a park not too far from the landing called, ironically, Sunset Park. The light looks really good coming through the cypress trees. If you go up the trail, there is a bluff that makes for some really nice bounce light if you want to take some portraits of your family in the setting light. There's also the Branson Ferris wheel here on the strip. It's pretty iconic, and it's positioned such that the sky is always really dramatic late in the day during a sunset at the Branson Ferris wheel. There's also the Scenic Overlook out on Highway 165. It's a very common shot of people getting the Table Rock Dam with the sun setting behind it, but still, I recommend going out there. You won't be the only one with that picture, but you won't be the only one without it either. It's also right across the street from one of our favorite coffee shops, Vintage Ferris. So get yourself a late night coffee as you get a picture of the sunset. All right, you've had a long, satisfying day of taking pictures. The light is down, so you gotta put your camera away, right? Well, put a prime lens on, or maybe flip your phone over to nighttime shot mode and go out on the town. Branson Landing has just enough street lights to make some interesting photos, or maybe go into downtown Hollister. Downing Street is a strip with enough light. During certain times of the year, Silver Dollar City is also open. Great features to photograph at night out there, and then also Big Cedar Lodge. Anyway, these are a few places that have just enough light to make photography challenging but possible. Well guys, I hope if you visit Branson, you bring your camera with you, because it's a great place to take pictures. I live here and I don't seem to ever get tired of it. Don't forget to bring your camera to Fritz's adventure too. We can't let you necessarily climb with your camera, but there's lots of great vantage points down below to snap pictures of your family as you adventure here at Fritz's. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and we hope to see you in Branson soon.